Well. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, you guys. So glad everybody is here. Just want to say welcome. If you can hear us, great. If not, just type in the chat. We can't hear you guys. I know we had a little bit of audio issues at the beginning. It's actually really good that we have that intro video. It just helps us figure stuff out before we get started. So
Helps
awesome.
me figure it out.
Nice to see everybody here. We have Mel and Eddie from Living Free Zip Codeless. We have Ian and Sharon from EconoBox Garage. We have X Marks the Spot, and I'm sure more people are joining. It looks like our
Jim
numbers of people joining in are here.
Finished
Jim and Sue are here. Excellent. Hey, Jim and Sue. Nice to see you guys. And welcome, you guys.
Hey,
we're gonna hang out.
This is good. We got lots to show you. Well, we got a few things to show you, anyways.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about RV life. We're gonna talk about why we started RV life.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about maybe why some of you would start RV life. We're going to talk about the challenges, the great things, the not so great things. Just kind of do a real heart to heart. This is what life is really like on the road.
We know that there's people that have started RVing just in the last 4 months in a full-time capacity, or in the last year, or planning in the next year to do that. Mm-hmm. So this is still a lifestyle that people are after, that want, and are jumping into it. Mm-hmm. And some people are just waiting and counting the days. Yeah,
and we remember that, so we're going to reminisce a little bit tonight
about
what it felt like as we were getting ready to hit the road. Bridget and Richard are here, so nice to see you guys. I see Jarhead and Ginger's Journey are here as well. You guys, welcome. It's so good to see everybody tonight. All right, I just want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to our moderators, you guys. If you see anybody with a blue name and a blue wrench, they are mods. They keep everything safe and flowing smoothly, and putting links in as we're chatting, links for our PayPal tip jar or our Patreon, or for videos that we're talking about, or other channels that we happen to mention. So go ahead, and if you are a moderator right now, put a link right now into the chat of your YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, whatever your social medias that you would like to promote tonight. Go ahead and put your link in there. And you guys, please go ahead and follow them, check them out, give them a like, and show them some love from Kent and Lisa. It's like a little virtual cyber hug.
It is. I like it. We've got a few things, and one is we have to let you know that we are Kent and Lisa from Living Light RV.
Yes. Good introduction.
Without the dog.
Yes, as many of you know, we did post it on our community tab a couple weeks ago. We had to say goodbye to our big furball flooferama.
Our big friend.
Yeah, Daphne. So she was almost 12 years old, and she was a golden retriever crossed with an Alaskan Malamute. You guys have seen her in lots of our videos over the last, I guess, year and a half, maybe, about that.
Yeah. All the way from Drumheller.
Yeah, she was Anna's dog. Anna is our middle daughter. She moved to Africa and said, can you take care of my dog in her golden years? And it was our delight to do so. And it was our blessing to take care of Daphne in her late years. Yeah. So, but we're missing her. The rig definitely feels empty without her.
Bigger.
Yeah, it is bigger. She took up a lot of space. Not just her, but her stuff, like her ramp and her harness and her bed and all those, her big bin of dog food.
And just so you know, what a blessing.
But it was hard.
She gave 100% of her life every day.
Yes.
Until the last, 4 days.
Yeah,
she was jumping over logs still a week before we had to say goodbye to her.
And I think that was
and then she just turned.
Yeah, that was one thing that was really hard. It's not like she declined really gradually. She just really... what happened is she had cancer. I'm pretty sure it was in her lungs. Yeah. That had been growing for about a year. We knew that she was coughing a lot and having some issues, but it was slow enough that we could manage her pain.
And it wasn't holding her back.
No, it wasn't. But in the last couple of days before we had said goodbye to her, it metastasized, I think is the word for that. Yeah. And it was just taking her over. And she was in pain. She couldn't breathe. So I know a lot of people have different feelings about when it's time to say goodbye to your pet. And we had really... just trusted that she would tell us when it was time.
Yeah, and it was completely obvious. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we'll take care of you.
She was literally like looking at me like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. It's time to go. So
it was fast. But we got to say goodbye, and we also got to live life to the fullest with her until, like I said, 4 days before. Mm-hmm. And then she just slowed right down.
We thank you guys all for your well wishes, for your prayers, for your condolences. I know many of us have lost loved pets, and they really do kind of like, they're just in our hearts, they're in our lives, they're in our daily routines. So I know a lot of you know what that feels like. I'm thinking specifically of Jack the cat. Mel and Nettie had to say goodbye to Jack the cat just as they were starting to hit the road in full-time RV life. That was so hard for you guys.
We actually got to see Jack once.
We did. We got to meet Jack. I'm so glad that we did.
Yeah.
And, you know, so now we definitely, you know, hope and think, and maybe our pets are at the Rainbow Bridge and they're waiting for us there. I would love that.
Having a pet makes us better people.
Yeah.
Because we learn how to just accept people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
But it is hard to say goodbye. It is hard. We had a few days for sure of lots of tears, but it was the best thing for her. So we just wanted to address that because I know you guys have given us those condolences and thoughts, and we definitely thank you, all of you for that.
Thank you.
Really touched our hearts, and we really appreciate each and every one of you guys. So. Alrighty, let's move into the next conversation. So, and because like so many people are here, I've got Nursing Your Travel, our travel bug. We've got John N. We've got Hope Marks is in the house. The Vagabond Z is here. Wow. Z, did I say that right? Zed, Vagabond Z from Washington. It's going to be a Z because they're American.
That's right.
In Canada, we say Zed. Who else do we have? We've got just a whole bunch of people in here. You guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Cool.
Yeah. You guys are awesome.
Well done.
Let's have some fun.
It's Friday night.
Okay. Just before we get really into the conversation tonight, I want you guys to go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, because we are asking you for a bunch of feedback tonight. So you can't leave a comment unless you've already subscribed. So once you hit subscribe, you have to wait about a minute or two, and then you can start leaving comments in the chat.
1 minute.
So you can leave comments in the comment section after the video's done, but
in the chat
that's live right now.
Restricted
you can see that
for those
scrolling either on the right side of your screen, or if you're on your phone, it'll be scrolling underneath your live chat. If you're on a big screen, a TV, which always makes me feel weird. I'm like, you don't want to see me on a big screen. But if you are watching this on a big screen, we encourage you to just pick up your phone or your tablet and just, get onto the channel, get onto the chat, and you can still watch on the big screen, but still have your phone so you can participate in the chat tonight. So we're going to be asking you guys a couple of questions that we want your feedback on. So make sure you hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss out on any of that. And Busted Knuckles Adventures. Hello from Southeast Georgia. That is the coolest name. I love it.
There you go.
I don't think we've ever met before.
No.
So my name is Lisa. This is Kim.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us tonight.
Busted Knuckles sounds like either this or maybe working on a wrench
mechanic.
A mechanic,
Mm-hmm.
Slipping those with the oil and taking the skin off.
Yeah, for sure.
Something like that.
Tom Chevrette from Wildwood, Florida. Oh man, Florida is so on our bucket list. We can't wait to head to Florida.
We've been to Florida, but not with an RV.
Not with the RV. It was just, we just went to Disney World. So we've really only done that Orlando kind of area.
Yeah.
But man, I would love to explore Florida.
Yeah.
That'd be
and
amazing.
I had a little drive from Georgia to Alabama once.
Yeah, you did.
And it's like, come on,
Yeah.
let's go and explore with our house.
Speaking of exploring, I just got back from Alberta. We are currently living in the southwest corner of Canada, which is BC, considered the lower mainland, Vancouver area.
Because it's warmer.
Because Bessie is not really set up for really cold winters. And I just drove out there with my sisters and some nieces, and we went to visit my daughter and my mom and dad and my son-in-law, and it was just such a good time, but it was cold. So Ian and Sharon from Econobox Garage live in Calgary, Alberta, and they, like, if you guys could just post in the chat right now, how cold is it in Alberta today? I know when we were there, when did we leave? Tuesday morning. It was minus 35 degrees Celsius. So if somebody wants to do the math on that and tell us what that is in Fahrenheit.
Close to minus 40
Close
Fahrenheit.
to minus 40.
It's like probably minus 28, somewhere in there.
I think minus 40 is the same in Fahrenheit and Celsius.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying it's getting
stinking
pretty
cold.
close.
Stinking cold. It was so cold we had to delay coming home because the roads were too icy. It was just insane.
Guys, we lived in Alberta.
Crazy.
We know in the winter time when the wind's blowing and the temperatures drop to the coldest week of the year that you can take hot water out of the kettle, walk outside, and make snow.
I should have done that.
It wasn't cold enough.
Think about it.
It wasn't cold enough.
Minus 35 would be cold enough.
No, it has to be colder than that.
Colder?
Yes.
That's crazy.
When you're in Alberta, you get those 2 or 3 days where it dips down even deeper.
I did see the ski hill in Calgary called COP.
Yeah.
Calgary Olympic Park was creating snow, and there was lots of cloud.
That's
and
true,
stuff.
but you can't
they have machines to
make
do
it
that.
with just hot water
exactly.
tossed in the air.
Exactly.
But I have done that before.
Yeah.
There you go. So,
all right, here we go. Here we go. It's pretty cold in Texas, Melanetti say. So that's Texas is funny that way.
Water gets
we've
chunky.
noticed that sometimes it just gets really cold, and then other times it's nice and warm. So, but you know what? We just want to go there someday anyway, and just hang out there with the RV. So,
yep.
All right, so let's talk about RV life.
There you go.
Ding, ding, ding,
love
ding,
RV
ding.
life. We still love RV life.
Yes. How long have we been on the road, Kent?
3 years, 3.5.
Since
3
September 26th, 2018.
There you go.
That's how long we've been living full-time in this motorhome.
This is home.
1993 vintage motorhome we have. We've, as you can see, renovated it a whole bunch. But yeah, we love it. So we just wanted to give you guys a quick conversation about RV life and about what that looks like for us. And so, Kent, you put together a little video clip.
I put together a video clip. Now, all right, let me tell you. I dug deep for this, and this is long before we had good gear. So it's a lot choppy and not quite great quality, but it's not bad. But I just wanted to preface that we've got better equipment now. So what I'm going to show you is from 2016, before we had equipment that was designed for YouTube.
Yes, hang on. Before you hit the button.
I just hit it. No, I didn't. Go ahead.
The reason we're showing you this is because this is what inspired us to go full-time RV life, to go travel, to just seek adventure and meet people and have different experiences than the normal 9-to-5 grind of living in a house and working in, like normal life, like most people do, which is great for most people. And we thought it was actually great for us. We had a really good life. Yeah. But once we did this trip, that was it.
There was no turning back.
So we'll talk about it after the video. So
then we had to figure out some things afterwards of how to get more.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Go ahead and show that.
Keep watching. Gonna put his tail way out of the water now. There.
Back again.
Okay, guys, what did you think of
go.
that? That was, like Kent said, before we had good gear.
Yes.
It's a little choppy. Things are a bit wobbly as far as the video content, but it kind of just gives you a flavor, a little bit of a taste of that trip. That trip was taken in 2016.
Yep.
And we went from Calgary, Alberta. We went to Prince George, over to the coast. We took the ferry up to Skagway. We went to Whitehorse, back to Calgary on the Alaska Highway. Took I think 3 days to do laundry. Yeah. And then we headed down to Yellowstone and did that whole trip, and then back up to Calgary again. And actually that trip was with Econobox Garage. The Yellowstone trip was with them. That is, we should, honestly, you guys, we should make a video about that, because that was crazy.
And we should do it again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Properly.
Without disruption.
So as you guys know, Econobox Garage, what Ian does actually is he will take Econobox vehicles. So at this time it was a Festiva. Right now he's working on a Bug-Eye, and he had been working on different ones, and said let's go take a trip. So they brought their Festiva, cutest little car. Yeah. And we took the motorcycle and we traveled together, and then they had no end of car trouble, and it was just it did not go the way we planned.
It wasn't going to get repaired enough to continue on the trip, so he had to get her back to Calgary.
Yeah, we had as much fun as we could, but we feel ripped off from that. We still haven't made up for that trip, so we will. Yeah. We will make that happen. We will.
That would be that would be excellent.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, of course, I think it's with that vehicle they did a huge circumvention of like to the east coast of the U.S. and back. So it's not like the car had any problems. Just that trip, it just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So our trip took 8,000 kilometers, 5,000 miles.
Yeah.
On 2 wheels. Really no issues. And we're just like, that was awesome.
It was so amazing. I think I just saw like a bobcat out there, but that's okay. I saw one earlier.
I didn't.
Okay, so that trip was amazing. Somebody says here, nice bike, the Vagabond Z.
Yeah.
It was a Kawasaki 1700 Vulcan.
Yeah. I died a little when I had to sell it.
You guys, sometimes
But I
we're going
lived-
to talk about
But I lived a whole bunch
whole downsizing thing in a minute.
getting an RV. So.
Yes, exactly. So that was the bike that we did that trip on. I see that there are a few more people in the house, so welcome here, you guys. And Jarhead and Ginger's journey has to go because their connection isn't great. Christina G is here. F and T is here. Nice to see you, F and T. And we've got, it's just, we're just growing. Nursing our travel bug is here. I love it. Nice to see you guys. Anyway, so yeah, that trip really inspired us. So in our last live streams, we do a thing called What Were We Thinking? Do you want to hit it?
Sure.
Hit it.
What were we thinking?
So what were we thinking when we came back from that motorcycle trip was that was amazing. We met some really cool people. We saw some incredible views. I mean, the whales, you guys alone. We went just going through that inside passage.
Over 100.
Frederick Sound, hundreds, like way more than 100. It took like 2 or 3 hours of just whale watching on the side of that ferry. It was incredible. And so we just saw so much that when we got back from that trip, I literally walked into our house. It wasn't a huge house, but it was like a 4-bedroom typical family home.
Yep.
And for the next couple of weeks, I was just like, why do I have so much stuff? I have dinner plates and bedding and I'm not a pack rat by any means. I'm a chucker. But it just felt like this burden. Like all of a sudden my home just felt like a burden. And I just wanted to get out from that burden. I wanted to find a way to live a lighter, more minimalist kind of life while seeking that adventure. And now, like, I guess you could say we got bit by the travel bug.
She got stirred.
Yeah.
There was something that just got stirred in both of our hearts and said, this is not... We can do more. Yeah, and we can do something different.
At the same time, our kids were growing up. And I mean, you guys know the story. If you followed us for any length of time, we've done videos about our past and our experiences and, why we did what we did. So yeah, that's basically what motivated us.
It wasn't just to get our kids out of the house.
Although that did work.
It's like, hey kids, we're moving into an RV. We don't have any bit rate going. Hey kids, we're moving into an RV and you're welcome to come with us. We'll tie you on the bumper or something. And there's no room for you. And so they moved on. It wasn't that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we got John Chalker in the house. John Chalker from Waterbury, Connecticut. Welcome here. We've also got, I saw something else, Hippies to Gypsy, Sunny and Margie. Hello from sunny Florida.
Nice.
So jealous that you're in sunny Florida.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, that's how we got started. That's why we started. And then, I don't know, I think we just stumbled. Okay, my mom and dad were already living in their trailer full time.
Yes.
And I thought they were crazy for doing it.
Yeah.
But then I think it was Keep Your Daydream. I think that was sort of the first sort of YouTube channel that I was watching and went, oh, people do this for real. They actually live in their RVs. Well, that's a good way to have adventure and downsize. And yeah. So it was basically all history from
weeks and weeks of adventure. It's like, really? People do that?
Exactly. So we just wanted to share with you guys now. Okay, another reason, to be brutally honest.
Oh, yeah.
Financial.
Yeah.
So we were in a situation financially where we were going to have to probably sell our home just for financial reasons. It was starting to need a whole bunch of repairs, and Kent had changed his work situation, his business situation.
It was
changed drastically.
Yes. So it was
in a way that was not part of our long-term life plan.
And because of that, we started to look also.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was part of it too.
Yeah.
So we just want to encourage you guys. I know a lot of people will say to us, oh, you must have, $1 million stashed under your mattress in order to be able to live full time in an RV. Really? Is it really? We better go. I got to be right back and see if
you
there's
shouldn't
$1
say
million.
that live. No, it's actually toilet paper.
I will promise you there is not any money under my mattress. Probably not even a dime under there.
There you go.
So yeah, people say that though. They think you have to have lots of money to do full-time RV life. And honestly, some people love their RV life because they have the luxury of having a big budget to do that
Yes.
with. And that's wonderful. And if you can do that, we totally encourage you to do that.
And we see both. You know, you
But
go
we
down
don't.
to, you know, let's say Palm Desert, you pull in and you got the $900,000 buses that are a year old. They still smell new. And then you have the 25-year-old, 35, or like even our friends, they had a 38-year-old RV that they rebuilt, and he was a mechanic. And so you get both kinds.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so we just want to encourage you guys, if you are in a financial situation where you're looking at things and you're just like, I don't know what to do here. I can't afford my house. I can't afford rent. I can't afford my mortgage, whatever it is. And I know there are a lot of people who are struggling in that situation right now.
Some of them in California.
Yeah, it all over. I mean, this whole pandemic has really given people like, it's just thrown our lives sideways. So I just want to encourage you, if you're thinking of doing full-time RV life and you don't have a huge budget, it is doable.
Yep.
It won't look the same as other people who have bigger budgets, but it is doable, and it can even be enjoyable.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to where it can get back to our normal, which is, you know, you work or you'll play or whatever during the summer months, and then in the wintertime you go down to Arizona.
Yeah, exactly. So
Hence the shirt, Arizona.
I saw who said that they are going to be going RV full-time pretty soon. Was that the Vagabond Z?
Yes, I think you said so.
Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, it's them. So back a few minutes ago, Vagabond Z said, "Love watching your adventures. Thanks. We love putting them out for you guys.
Yes.
About 1 to 2 years out from making our own full-time adventures." Okay, so for you guys and for anybody else who is in that stage of 1 to 2 years out from going full-time RV life, we had put out a long time ago, not even that long ago, about a year ago, a whole series. Excuse me, a whole series called How to RV.
Drumheller times, actually.
Yeah, so you can see that in the description below. I've already put the link there. It's our How to RV series. So you'll find everything there, from how to choose an RV, like what are you shopping for. One of our biggest videos actually is Kent went through an RV auction.
Yep.
Well, we went through an RV auction, and then I was somewhere else. He had to go to the auction without me. I'm like, you're gonna buy an RV without me? That's crazy.
Yeah, I took our youngest daughter with me.
But that's a crazy video. So yeah, RV auction, different ways to choose an RV, what to look for.
And inspect them long before you get to the time when they're asking for money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we never. Okay, I won't spoil it for you.
Anyways.
So also in that series are downsizing videos and repair videos and how to make money on the road videos.
And what to do first when you pull into an RV park.
Yeah. So
those kinds of things.
Yeah. So go ahead and check out that series if you're kind of new to RV life. Which we just wanted to give you a little promo on some of those older videos, just because they're older, but they're still very good, and there's still lots of good information in there.
And we have actually been campground hosts a couple of different times, and Lisa's mom and dad 3 different times. And so you get and see and interact with people in all kinds of those categories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's some good advice here from some people. Rick Patton is in the house. Nice to see you. He's from central Missouri. Seems cold here with temperature 21 degrees. That does seem cold because that would be Fahrenheit. That would be chilly for sure. F&T says don't wait. That is very, very good advice.
Yes.
We never know what life holds around the next corner. I know a lot of people will say, I'm going to wait till we're retired. I'm going to wait until whatever, maybe until I'm debt free or until whatever. Even like maybe till the kids have grown and gone. We know lots of people who RV full time with their families, and I wish we had done that with our kids. That would have been incredible.
We never did.
Never even occurred to us that it was an option.
Yep.
And F&T, our hearts go to you. We are praying for you all the time. He actually has had some tragic loss in his life, and that has it's such a good reminder for us to remember to grab life by the tail every single moment, every single day. Whatever it is, even if it's something really simple like a cup of coffee or, enjoying a sunrise or a sunset or, sleeping in your cozy warm bed or whatever it is.
Because if you want to do this,
enjoy every moment.
If you want to do this lifestyle for 10 years, you got to get started.
Yeah, exactly. So just remember, that is very good advice. Don't wait. Okay, so.
Oh, and the other advice to go with that, do whatever you can.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say I can only do that if I do it this way.
Yes.
No.
Yes, exactly.
That's not true.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So now it's your turn. It's your turn, you guys. Okay, so get ready with your typing fingers on your keyboard or on your phone. I'm going to ask you guys a question. I would really love to hear your feedback on this. What is full-time RV life? Okay, so like we use
How do
this
you
term
define
all the
it?
time, full-time RV life.
Yeah.
What is it to you? Is it having no home base, like you only live in your RV all the time, 100% of the time, 365 days a year, there's no home base? That's what Kent and I do. We do not have a home base.
Right.
We do not have another property. We always live in this house. Every single night of our life is in this house. Every day is in this house, almost. I mean, we take little
there's a
holidays
few
back and
times-
forth, visit family or whatever, but we live in this house. It's our only home. Is that what full-time RV life is to you? Or is it okay? Does it still considered full-time RV life if you have a home base? You know, but you still live in your rig.
Yeah.
I think Less Junk More Journey does that. I haven't
Yeah.
watched their videos for a while, but last I saw, they had built a home base, but they still live in their rig. That's just a place to park their rig when they're not out on the road traveling. So is that considered full-time RV life? Is it considered full-time RV life if you're in your rig, you live in an RV, but you don't travel anywhere? You stay in an RV park, or you stay, you know, maybe in a yard somewhere, like a tiny home. So is that still considered full-time RV life? So we have friends who do that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. And then there's the entire equation called camping. And
Yes.
camping can be 1 weekend
Yeah.
out of the year, 16 weeks out of the year, you know, all of that. And it's like, you know what?
Or half a year. So half a year in Canada,
Yeah.
half a year in the States. So is that considered full-time RV life if you're home? Like, I don't know. There's just so many different ways of thinking
It's an
of
interesting
RV
question.
life. And
Yeah.
so put in the chat what you would consider full-time RV life. So do you, no home base, or yes home base, or, you know, half time, or, you know, stationary is okay, like whatever. And here's the thing. I want to hear your feedback on this, so definitely put that in the chat. But really, does it matter?
No.
Does it really matter? I mean, if you love RVing and you love camping and you love being with people and you love the concept of a minimal kind of life, then it doesn't really matter. I think we're all on the same team. I think
Yeah.
we're kind of all on the same family. Like when we go to a
And
camp,
don't forget-
go ahead.
don't
I've been
for-
talking a lot.
yeah.
It's your turn.
And don't forget, you know, somebody puts a backpack on and they get on a bicycle, and they go across the U.S. 4 times in the last 6 years. They're doing something that feeds who they are. We met one of those guys, actually. We were in California, and there's a guy with a he actually gave us some oranges. He had about 20 of them.
That was good.
And we were chatting with him, and he said he's driven across the U.S. About 4 times on his bike with his trailer, and he's just by himself.
Yeah.
And that's just how he lives his life. He's listening to podcasts or that kind of thing all day long. And that's what he did for a number of months out of every year.
Yeah, it's good. And another word, I don't know if you said this because I was reading comments, is nomad.
Yeah.
You know, or like vagabond. Vagabond Z says, no home base, in an RV traveling, being a vagabond, wandering freely. So in their minds, that's what full-time RV life looks like. I know Mel and Eddie live full-time in their RV. It looks like Richard M says we are in the RV for most of the year.
Yep.
And Nursing Our Travel Bug says it can mean different things. Okay. So John Chalker says, I've heard that there's a new terminology in the RV world called base camping, where you live in your RV but have your own private land. Yeah, I think that's what I was talking about with Nate and Marissa from Less Junk More Journey.
With
it's
a
like
few,
base,
a few different
base camping. And
RVers.
I don't know
do
if I think you guys have these in the States. We have like RV resorts where you buy in and you own your lot, but you can stay there or you can leave. You can stay there as long as you want. You can leave as long as you want.
Well, this location has that too.
They do.
have
That's
annual
right.
sites.
So then you can put up your deck and your potted plants. Not your pot plants, your potted plants.
No, in Canada you can.
In Canada you could also put your pot plants in there. And like a shed with all of your stuff, for your lawn chairs or whatever. So
and you can also leave.
That would be base camping, like what John Chalker was saying.
And when these places have the annuals, they're allowed to just pack it up nicely and then just leave. And they can go for a month, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So, they bought in.
X Marks the Spot says, we are full-time and just got a home base. Our home base is an RV lot in the Escapee Co-op. Okay, that's exactly what I was talking about.
There you go.
But we haven't been there yet. Plans are to stay there for a month or 2 at a time. Perfect. That'll be fun to get that all set up. I love it. Richard M, home base for us is not close or convenient. They're from Alaska.
Yeah.
So that's definitely gonna be a little less convenient to get your RV all the way to Alaska every year. Yeah, Melanetti said we love traveling and don't have an exit plan, but when we do, we plan to live in our RV still, but not travel.
Yeah.
So I love this idea because, I mean, Melanetti's RV is beautiful, and she's put a lot of time and effort into decorating it and making it home, and we've done the same thing with ours. It is home. Like, I can't really imagine living in a different house anywhere. I can imagine upgrading a little bit, maybe. Shh, don't tell Bessie. But, you know, maybe one day we'll upgrade.
Bessie 2?
Yeah, Bessie too, exactly.
Yeah.
But as far as living in an RV, I love it. I love tiny living. So it makes sense to do that even as your exit plan, right? That's great.
I think part of that equation is, what do you do for income?
Hang on. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody's comments here. Yeah. Nursing and Travel Book says a popular definition is probably sold the home and travel full time. Yes, selling your stuff is a part of that equation for sure. Yep. Exactly. So,
and some people have the financial backing or assets where they can actually just continue to travel and manage those things.
Yeah.
And some people don't, where they're actually work camping or they're doing other things.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Here's the deal. RV life is boring.
I saw Lisa write that down and I'm like, okay, go ahead.
Sure. What are you going to say about that?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so when you guys watch a YouTube video, whether it's us or any other full-time RV YouTube channel, we're showing you the highlights. We're showing you, like, we went to the Yukon for 2 months, or, you know, we saw an animal outside, or, you know, this is a big adventure. We're on a road trip from this coast to that coast across the country, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah. You get to see the best of the best.
Yeah. But,
or sometimes
something
the not
goes
so
wrong.
good.
Exactly.
But it's still excitement, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. But to be fair and to be completely transparent and completely open and honest, there are most days where we do just regular life like anybody in a sticks and bricks would do life. So we get up in the morning, we have our coffee, we still do chores, we still work on our computers, we get all of our tasks done, we might go for a walk, we
answer the phone.
Yeah, talking on the phone with people and just kind of going to our jobs. Like right now we have jobs. So it's just a lot of days where you just kind of doing your normal life. I think that's why it just feels like home. It doesn't feel like we're traveling anymore. But I will say,
right,
for the first, when we were planning, like in the stage that Vagabond is in right now.
That's right. You're downsizing, you're planning, you're pumped.
Yeah, it's so exciting. You're like, this is going to be such a great adventure. And then I would say for the first year or two, it really felt like such a great adventure. Like it was, and we traveled fast. So we went down to the coast, we went to Arizona, we did Quartzsite, I'm trying to think of all the things we did that first year. It was crazy.
Well, up and down the coast itself is just incredible.
Yeah. So, and that's when we like meeting everybody for the first time too, right? It's just like, we meet these people. It was so much fun.
And you've heard about the names of these locations, and finally you pull in and go, hey, wow. Like when you pull into Slab City for the first time and you're like, this place exists.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. You know, but... So the first year and a half was still very adventurous feeling. It was still a lot of exploring. And now that we are into this kind of 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, almost in our fourth year now, hey? Mm-hmm. I guess we have 4 years pretty soon in September. I guess that's still 3.5 years. It just feels normal. So it's not as exciting and adventurous. Now when we went to the Yukon, that was exciting and adventurous because that was a special... outside of our norm. We had cleared our schedules. We didn't have to do the normal routine.
Wow
so
factor.
That was super fun. Total wow factor.
Actually, you couldn't do your normal routine. It's like
there's no cell coverage.
It still doesn't work.
Exactly.
It still doesn't work. It still doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Does it work now?
No.
Nope.
No, it doesn't
it's
work
like,
at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So, hang on. I don't want to miss anybody's comments here. Anyway, so I just want you guys to know that even though you can have lots of adventure and exploration living in an RV, it doesn't always feel like it's exploration and adventure. Sometimes it's just normal life. And and it's good, but it's good life. We love it. And we have no plans to stop.
So always have certain things that are just keeping yourself busy. or a project or staying in touch with people. One thing I've been doing in the last 4 weeks is I've been doing something I enjoy, and that's creating out of all of the drone footage and other footage that I've taken over the last 2 years or 3 years. I have to do something with that. So I found a way to do something with that. I'm taking my computer, putting those videos on my computer, taking out some really choice segments, editing them, and uploading them to iStock. So I've got a whole bunch up there now, but there's 9 of them that are live. And I'm just waiting to get the descriptions and the keywords done to get the rest of them done. So I'll have about 200 pieces on iStock pretty soon. And we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
And it's a different environment.
Because we also realize that we still have to work.
Yeah.
We are not retired. So we still have to create an income. And that's one way that we want to create an income that can be remote. So we don't have, like right now, Kent and I are stationary for the winter. And we've been doing janitorial work, which is great. But we don't want to have to do that all the time. We want to have income source that can travel with us. So
and when
hopefully that'll work.
When you take incredible footage, don't you want to share it?
Oh, yeah. You want to
So,
bless
there
other
you go.
people with it. So we got a few comments here. Tired, Retired, Old Timers is in the house. Nice to see you guys. And they said, for now we live in a house and use our motorhome for occasional summer getaways, although living in an RV intrigues me. Be careful.
That's right.
If you get too intrigued, you will find yourself living in an RV.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. It's good. You should look into that. Yeah, and then we've got Can Do RV is in the house as well.
Cool.
Welcome here, you guys. They said you still have to clean the toilet and take out the trash.
Yeah, you do.
Good point.
Except,
yes.
Guess what? You can take
They
when
brought
you're
up the trash. Now we have to talk about the garbage again. Go ahead.
When you're in an RV park, there's some benefits. Number one, every single day, if you want it to be, can be garbage day.
It's garbage day.
Whereas when you're in a Sticks and Bricks, it's like, hold on, is this? Garbage day was yesterday.
Kent loves it. Every day is garbage day. Alrighty, so, but yeah, so you're right, stuff to do the chores. RV Living Life is in the house. They are in Orlando. You guys are making the rounds. See, they're traveling fast.
There you go.
That's what happens. Your first
Zoom.
year, you're just like, I gotta see it all. Oh, I hope you guys are having so much fun. I'm sure you are. That's great. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, they have to come back to Canada on March 23rd. That's gonna be cold. Ooh. And you're in Orlando, so I'm guessing you're gonna head up the East Coast and cross into Atlantic
Ontario.
Canada. Interesting.
Or Ontario.
I can't wait to head over to Atlantic Canada. Gordy Rock is in the house. He says, my
Nice.
dream is to RV in my motorhome and spend winter in the south, but love the shoe swap in the summer. Oh, yeah. Shoe swap is gorgeous. And old enough, a home, and have a home base. Yeah, but that's a dream. So, yeah. And I mean, a lot of it starts with a dream, right? It just starts with, this is what I would like to have in my life, and maybe one day I can actually achieve that. And like we said earlier, don't necessarily wait until all of your ducks are in a row. Just have enough ducks in a row that you can make it happen, and then kind of roll with that as you go. Right?
I think Mel has a comment over there that he misses cutting the grass.
Ah, well, I'm sure you could get a grass cutting comment.
Tell me if that's true.
Every once in a while. And someone else cuts your grass. Yep, that's exactly what he said. That's great. I love it. Alrighty, what have we got here? Desert Adventures in Arizona is in the house. Nice to see you guys. And I think we are good. Cool Kids Q23. I'm really hoping we can get to Cool for 23. That would be fantastic.
That's right. Break down the doors. Let's go.
So good.
And there's another comment or another piece of this puzzle. Once in a while, one of you might want to full-time RV more than the other person. Mm-hmm. And that's something that needs to get figured out too.
That's true. That has happened. We've seen that a lot. Thankfully, Kent and I both were on the same page when it came to full-time RV life and making that huge transition from living in Sticks and Bricks to living on the road.
Yeah.
But not everybody has that togetherness with people. So you guys figure that out. I don't know. I have no advice. Just figure it out.
Really small rig versus really huge rig. Or I'd like a 35-year-old rig. Are you kidding? We have to have brand new. So there's always that mix of
there's a lot of
how
decisions
that's going to work.
Actually, that's something that we didn't.
Which means you can buy two.
I didn't write this down, but I definitely have gotten used to the number of decisions that have to be made when you're on the road.
Yes.
And the first couple of years, that was exhausting. I mean, we'd get to the end of a week, and I'm like, why am I so exhausted? I mean, we've played hard, but a lot of it was just so many
the fatigue.
decisions. Like,
it's like you pull into an RV park. Where do you want to park? I don't know. There's so many options. There's those 7. You know, it's like and one of them's bad versus the other one.
Close
it's
to the
like,
laundry where we can have Wi-Fi. Do we park out in the boonies where we have more of a view? Do we?
Which one's level?
Oh yeah, level. Like there's just so many decisions. Where's the next Stanny dump? What route are you gonna take to get from A to B? Which, are you allowed to park overnight in this rest area or not? Like there's just so many decisions that have to be made. We're used to it now because it's become part of our normal life. But that is like, that's a caveat. If you're thinking of going full time and decision making and change is difficult for you, that's going to be something that will be a challenge.
Yeah.
Be prepared for that.
When we went on the motorcycle trip and we came back, Lisa says, the next time I go, I don't want to have to rigidly be in those places every single night. I'd rather have a little bit of room to decide whether we want to move on or not.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So that forced us to work towards something more like RV life.
Oh, thanks, John. John Chalker gave us some love. Alrighty, so Bill Cade is in the house. He says, thumbs up, people. Come on, put your thumbs up. We got 30 watching and 26 thumbs up, so you guys, there's 4 of you that haven't given us a like yet. Thanks, Bill. That's awesome. And who else have we got here? We've got a couple more comments. Yes, free oranges. Yes, free oranges is good. Alrighty.
Oh, you know what? Free, what are they? Grapefruit.
Oh yeah,
they're good too.
It's grapefruit at Palm Desert.
We were in Palm Desert. We went to the tree or trees.
I think you told this last time.
I've every couple days filled up a bag of grapefruits, and one of the workers came over and said, "Hey, those aren't ripe yet." And I said, "Tell my mouth, because my mouth says these are really good, and I don't even like grapefruit."
Yeah.
So I don't know what was wrong with the grapefruit, but I really liked them.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. I can't see the comments here.
Oh, well.
Hang on. There's a good comment there. No, there's a good comment here. I'm looking for it. I can see it here. Here it is. RV Living Life says, Carol fought RVing all the way until about day 14 of full timing. Then she suddenly said, you are right. This is great.
Done.
Good job, Carol. Good job. See, it's good. It is good. I am glad that you are enjoying it and that you're not saying I can't wait to get home and get back, right? So that's good.
I think that comes down to,
and Nettie said she was the same way.
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes it just takes like let's just try this for a while. Let's try it for a year.
Yeah.
If one of you or both of you hate it, then you can always just go back.
And it's hard to, in a relationship, to let down your reserve. Like, sometimes it happens all at once, but it really didn't happen all at once. It's like but I can't actually let you know that I'm getting less and less holding on to that reserve, or else you'll, how it works. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden it's like day 14, it's like, okay, we're good. Well, it probably might have happened a little bit at a time, but whatever. Yeah. The decision finally came down.
Yeah, that's good. Can Do RV says, thanks for the 1,000 Trails tips. We are staying in a park in Mesa eating fresh oranges off the trees for free. So that's what the oranges comment was about. Excellent. Gotcha. So good. Alrighty, where are we at here? Okay. Yes, giving away grapefruit from Arizona. Yeah, there's just so much fruit down there. I love it.
Yep.
Money does grow on trees.
Yeah, there you go.
Called food. All right, so what does it take to live the full-time RV life, Kent?
You need to have a little bit of guts.
Guts.
It's like
intestinal fortitude.
Intestinal fortitude is in, I can take that big beast down the road, no problem.
Right.
Like a boss.
Yep. To learn to drive it or to tow, whatever you're doing, that takes some bravado. And also just being independent, I think. Like just not caring so much that you're not fitting into the norms of society. Yeah. Because you're not. Like, you just admit that. Like, if you are living in a trailer or a motorhome, or you're on the road, or you're in an RV park, or whatever you're doing, even if you go for half a year or whatever, that's not normal. So your friends and family might think you're a little bit strange, and just lean into it and be like, yeah, and it's awesome. We love it. So, did we lose anybody? Are we good?
No, we're good.
Okay. So some guts, some independence.
Some ability to just keep learning.
Yes, you have to have a willingness to learn and to learn on the fly. So you're not going to... I know we watched so many YouTube videos before we went full-time RV life. I'm just, okay, I got this. I know what we're doing. I know what to expect. I know what we're getting into. And I had no idea. Yeah. Like, I didn't even know what I didn't know.
And I learned because I'm like, well, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That's just the way I am. It's like, I can jump into something and learn it, because it's like, I'll go through the struggle.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to have that teachable attitude. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
Like if you're pulling into an RV park and your black tank isn't working properly, or you can't get the valve to work, or you don't know how to light your oven, or you don't understand how to make your electrical stuff all do what you want it to do, just ask the guy next door, because he might know, and if he doesn't, then the guy next door to him will know. So
Yeah.
Just don't be afraid to ask people. People are always willing to help and to be encouraging. So and the other thing is fix-it-ability.
Yeah.
Just the willingness to fix something and learn how to fix something, and work on stuff that way.
Yep. And that's that doesn't come easy for some people.
Mm-hmm.
But if it doesn't come easy for you, then just pay attention, and when you know something's wrong, seek help and get it fixed, like electrical problems, or
Mm-hmm.
or
That was last week's video.
that was last week's. And also Garrett shared with me that he was helping someone else fix some stuff.
Yeah.
Good. Are we good?
You keep leaning way back.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I lean forward and Kit leans back. He gets more relaxed.
There you go.
Alrighty. This is hard to read. Can do RV says not all great. We are stuck in Mesa because somebody totaled our toad and we are awaiting insurance. I'm so sorry, you guys. I hope you're okay.
See, life does happen.
Yeah, I hope you guys are okay. That's really hard. And it's true. You have to have that flexibility in your schedule. And again, like we said, if that's hard for you, if by nature you don't like change, you don't like things to kind of not be a sure thing, this is probably not a good lifestyle for you, because you'll be stressed all the time. Kent and I are risk takers.
Yeah.
We love change. We love flexibility. It gets exhausting sometimes, true, but we are the type of people that can just kind of usually just roll with it.
Yeah.
Not to say that we never fight, or that we never argue about things, or that it's always great, because like you just said, it can do RV, that it's not great. It's really crappy to have to deal with this situation. Yeah. But
and it doesn't happen on your timeline.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And I know it's like
I hope that works out
when your life goes sideways that way, and it's like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's just it's my life only that I have to take care of this. It's like, well, you just have to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And that's not easy for some people.
RV Living Life says,
most people.
In other words, if you have an RV, you will learn to fix stuff.
That's right.
I love it.
That's broken
exactly
again.
Right. You're exactly right on that, for sure.
And like I said last week in the video, it's like RVs, most of them are not built to last with everyday use.
Hang on, Nursing Our Travel Bug says, great hanging out, gotta run, send all dressed chips and cheesies. Oh, and Aero bars, LOL, when you're back. Because those are things that we can get in Canada, and apparently you guys can't get those in the States.
Cool.
So we will definitely bring some of those with us when we head down.
There you
guys,
go.
Thanks for hanging out.
Hand them out at the fire.
Yeah, pit. Exactly. That's great. Yes, this is amazing. You guys are great.
What a community. See, this is the one thing that most people that we've shared with and talked to didn't get when they realized that they wanted to go full-time RVing, is they thought they would see adventure and amazing sunsets and all that stuff, and they actually found community.
Mm-hmm. And amazing sunsets and adventure. Yeah. So it's just such a serendipity to just have such a good community. A
Thanksgiving with 75 other people in a room in Palm Desert one year. And it was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, that was really fun just to meet people there. All right, I think we're going to start wrapping this up, you guys.
Yes.
So first of all, moderators, go ahead and put your links there. Thank you so much for keeping this a safe space. Next week is going to be another episode of How to Drone.
That's right.
Kent's had some...
Lisa's going to say, on and on and on.
Drone and drone on. No, not that kind of droning. Flying your drone, fixing your drone, how to shoot good video, how to edit, all that kind of good stuff.
And actually what kind of drone you need to buy.
Exactly. So that we did one video on that series, and then we just dumped the series because we just got busy.
We didn't know it was a series.
Now it's a series because Ken's gonna do a second video, and that makes it a series. So the link for the original video is in the description below. You can check that out if you want. If you don't want to wait till next week, and then next week Kent will be putting together a video. Well, we probably both will, but mostly it'll be his deal to talk about drone stuff. And I know a lot of you guys have been watching the politics in Canada, and there's been
it's
politics
boring,
around
right?
the world.
Hold on.
Canadian politics have never been as exciting as they are right
Canadian
now.
politics is a thing?
It's crazy up here. We are not going to talk about that on our YouTube channel, but we will be putting together a short political conversation, what we really think.
An update
from our experience as Canadians.
On Rumble.
So that will be out probably Sunday evening.
Yeah, end of the weekend.
Yeah, so you can be watching for that. Again, our Rumble link is in the description below, so be sure to head over there and subscribe to us on Rumble. I do answer comments both on Rumble and on YouTube. So, but we just want to make sure that we're kind of, not putting all our eggs in one basket, as they say. So that's what
especially when it comes to political.
Especially when it comes to that. So that's what will be coming on Sunday night over at Rumble. Of course, if you want to have more one-on-one conversations and some Zoom calls and kind of behind-the-scenes stuff, you can always check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/livinglightRV. I think that's it.
Yeah, and
I just want to check your comments again, just make sure I didn't miss anybody. How to Drone gives a thumbs up from Desert Adventures.
Excellent.
F&T says love anything drone. So this is good. I think you guys, if you have any ideas of what you want Kent to add into that video or into future videos, if he's making this into a bigger series, go ahead and email us, info@livinglightrv.com or kent@livinglightrv.com, and then we can, he can make sure to address any issues or topics that you want to cover specifically. Yeah. So let's make sure we do that, because we want to make sure that what we're putting out as far as content is something that's interesting and applicable to you guys. So Kenneth Rourke says, we live in an RV community in Oklahoma, have a park model with add-on as well as a motorhome. That's awesome. I love it. And actually some people do have, even like you've got a park model, but some people have 2 RVs.
Yes.
We met somebody in Arizona that had that, where they had a big kind of, the fifth wheel that has like the double slides and all that stuff, and they basically just had that parked kind of as their home base in an RV park, and then they had a smaller motorhome kind of like ours and just kind of zipped around. They would
commute to Arizona back and forth with that.
So that's awesome too. Retired old timers. My next video is about the squirrel who built a nest in our motorhome.
Yeah.
A squirrel?
Was that Chip?
That's crazy. Oh my goodness, you guys, that's crazy. That's awesome. So good stuff. I think that's about it.
You may be an full-time RVer if you've ever had critters hitch a ride with you.
Thankfully, we have not.
Yes, we have.
On wood, for the last
not for a long time.
It's been about but you know what? I think it's because we had the dog.
I think so.
I think having Daphne in the house made it so that the mice weren't as interested in coming in here. Yeah. So I'm a little nervous about, what happens down the road, but we'll see. We'll keep you posted anyway. Yeah. So anyways, you guys, I think that's about it for tonight. We love you. We care about you guys. We're
so glad
prayers.
To touch base.
Yes.
We're wanting this world to get back to normal.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
we are. At least for this RV community to do what we set out to do, and that is to explore our world and to have a good time and just be friends and to love on each other.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's about it. You guys have a great night. Have a fabulous week. Don't forget to check out our Rumble video on Sunday night, and we will see you guys next Friday for drone videos. Yeah. Love you guys. Go grab life by the tail. Take care.
Bye.